So today we have the latest AI news updates from the week, and we're just going to run through all the latest updates, what's happened, what's going on, and how things have changed. So the first update that we're going to kick off with, and probably the biggest one so far, was the Gemini 2.5 Pro preview update. So basically what Gemini did recently, Google as well, is they actually upgraded the Gemini Pro model to be better at coding, and you actually get much better and faster results. So what I'm talking about here, for example, is you can actually now one-shot a lot of coding, and it's way easier. So as an example of this, literally all I said was like, can you create a simple 3D car simulator with Three.js and a single HTML? Please add clouds, mountains, a road, some trees, and a train going around. Make sure it works on mobile. And it just went off and did that pretty much perfectly first time around. So you can see we just one-shotted it. I actually stopped the thinking there, but then gave it the prompt again. It went off, did its magic, created the 3D car simulator, and boom, it's worked its magic right here. Now, if you want to get free access to this, you can actually go to aistudio.google.com, and then from here, you can start coding using Gemini 2.5 preview in the top right here. So if you go to Gemini 2.5 up at the top, then you've got two choices. So you've got the April version and the May version. Obviously, you want to focus on the May version. Now, this is free inside AI Studio for like a limited number of tokens. Now, if you want to rinse it, if you want to absolutely smash the tokens, then you would have to pay to upgrade. But if you just want to get free access, then you can go directly to 2.5 Pro Preview, May 06, and start putting your prompts right here. So for example, if we go inside the chat here and then we say, okay, test if AI knows which number is bigger, it will start using the latest version of Gemini 2.5 Pro Preview, like you can see. Pretty easy and simple. And I have found like the best results actually come inside Gemini Advanced, simply because you get the canvas. It tends to be like a much nicer UI. But again, if you want to go free, if you want to go cheap, then go with Google AI Studio. The other option they have to use the latest model is if you want to get the API directly, you can go inside Open Router, then go to Models, and then you should see Google Gemini 2.5 Pro Preview right here. So you can grab an API key for this. Again, this is not free as an API, so you can see here you do have to pay for it. But if you want to get access to Google Gemini 2.5 Pro Preview, you can using that process right there. All right, pretty simple and easy, and it's way better for coding from what I've seen. It just gives better outputs. I actually compared it versus Claude earlier this week, and we got way better results. And apparently, Gemini 2.5 is free for students through 2025 if you sign up by June. So shout out to Sportus Nutrition, who actually just posted a comment and recommended doing that. Cheers for the shout out there. So I think we've just saved a ton of people a ton of money doing that. If you're a student, you should be able to apply and get free access to Gemini 2.5 Pro this year. Just make sure you sign up by June. So really easy and simple to use. Gemini, AI Studio, and also Open Router. If you want to use the API from Open Router, then you just grab a key. So you just go to keys over here. And then inside, for example, like Visual Studio Code, you can start coding with that directly. So pretty easy and simple. And then some of the stuff I built with it. So obviously we built this 3D car game. Here's another example. So I actually built this Roman marketplace simulator, like you can see right here. If we zoom in, you can see these people living the dream in the Roman marketplace right there. The one thing that I will say though actually is I tested the same prompt using AI Studio earlier this week. I don't think it, does it have my history? Here we go. Yeah, so we got the Three.js right here. So I actually tested it using AI Studio and got better results. So for example, if we go over to Live Weave, and we plug that in, you can see that the actual code and the detail here is much nicer using AI Studio. So actually, pro tip for you there is like, if you want to get better results, I would recommend using AI Studio, not using Gemini. Just seems to be a lot nicer. The only problem is, of course, that once you get the code inside AI Studio, you just have to copy it, then go over to LiveWeave, paste in the HTML, and then you can preview it right here. Right? And then you can host it wherever you want. The only downside of this is like kind of people are floating in the air, but I'm sure with a few back and forth prompts and that sort of thing, you can improve it massively. So that's one of the biggest updates this week. Let's keep moving now. By the way, if you want to get all the latest updates and know exactly how to use each of these systems step by step, along with my best prompts, etc., get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You can see all of our best systems. This is just for May. We're updating this bad boy every single day with new steps, new instructions, new templates, new SOPs, etc. So if you want to get all of this stuff and you want to learn exactly how to do it with weekly live calls, then make sure you join the AI Profit Boardroom. Link in the comments and description. So let's move on. We've covered Gemini 2.5 Pro. Next up, I want to show you NotebookLM. So NotebookLM, they actually upgraded as well. And what you get now, if we go over to NotebookLM, is we actually get outputs in different languages. Now again, NotebookLM is free to use as well. If you go to try NotebookLM over here, you can use it with a free account and then you can create new sources. Now, this is probably one of the best tools if you want to learn or train your team to learn. You know, let's say you have a business and you're trying to train your staff up and everything else. This is one of the best places to go. And the reason for that is because you can easily insert videos or learning resources and then use that to train the AI. So as an example of this, I actually plugged in my sales training SOP. So this is the document that we use to train our team. Then what I did is I trained the AI up on that. So I just imported a Google Doc. If you want to add a source, you just go in here. You can insert Google Docs from your Google Drive, Google Slides, websites, even YouTube videos you can plug in, and you can copy and paste text, as well as upload sources directly here. So for example, like PDF, text, Markdown, etc. So it's really easy to set up. And if you want to start using this, once you've added whatever documents you want to train the AI on, then you can ask it questions, right? So for example, if I say, okay, how often should I follow up with leads? What it's going to do inside the chat is search the document for the answers and then give us the answers, right? So you can see here, for example, it says, here's a non-negotiable follow-up schedule you must use, right? 24 hours, 3 days, 5 days, then weekly, right? And this just makes sure that my sales team know, right? No leads get lost, every lead gets snoozed, we chase them up, we make sure we do what we need to, right? And that's so much easier than me having to answer all of my team's questions, having to go over the same things over and over again. You know, when people just need to do the basics when you train your team. And also you can create like a study guide, a briefing document, FAQ, a timeline. And one of the most important and newest changes from NotebookLM is the audio overview in multiple languages, right? So I could train a team in Spanish to learn how to use this document and how to sell, right? So for example, if we want to create an audio overview, then we can click the option in the top right. So let me show you exactly how to do this. So you can see here we've got the audio overview section. We can play this back.
You ever feel like you're just drowning in information, trying to stay, well informed all the time? It's a lot.
It really is. Like, you need a shortcut sometimes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what this is doing is it's created an AI podcast version of the sales SOP where two AIs are basically going back and forth and talking about the document plus what they've learned, etc. Right? Now, you can also share that, you can download it, and you can put outputs in multiple languages. Plus, you can use this interactive mode to interact with the AI voices. So if we go back here, we'll go back to Notebook, and then, for example, if we go to, a source that we've loaded, you can see that we can generate that right here. Now, if we go to our settings in the top left, top right, we can change our output language. So we can change this to, for example, Afrikaans or Cebuano or Deutsch or whatever you want, right? You can plug in your language here. There's many different languages that you can output it in, including Chinese and that sort of thing. And then you can learn in multiple languages. You could even, for example, if you were learning to speak Spanish, for example, you could create a Spanish audio version of a document that you're trying to learn from, and then use that as a way of like training yourself to be able to understand Spanish better based on something that you already understand, right? If that makes sense. That's kind of what I used to do with music and that sort of thing when I was learning Spanish and Chinese and all that sort of stuff. So two big updates there. Number one is NotebookLM has now upgraded so you can create audio versions in multiple languages. It's an absolutely amazing tool for learning and it's very easy to use, plus it's free to use as well. And then we've also got Gemini 2.5 Pro upgrades as well. So two massive updates right there. It's been a big week for AI. I think most people are struggling to catch up and that's why I create these videos. I'm just running through all the stuff that I've covered this week because I know I create a lot of videos and most people don't get a chance to watch them all. All right, so next up, we've covered Google and Gemini 2.5 Pro upgrades. We've covered NotebookLM updates. The next thing that I want to show you is the Claude Web Search feature. Okay, so you can actually see the announcement right here. You can now connect any data source or tool to Claude integration. So you can choose from like pre-built integrations as well, but also inside, for example, console.anthropic, which is the backend. You can actually connect the API that you code with to a web search to empower your tools because now you've got an AI that can search a web. So for example, if we go to Workbench over here, and then we're going to go inside this section right here, we can select our tools and you can see we've connected web search, which means that the AI and the tools we create with Claude's API can now search a web, go off, find out any information they need to, and then you create a much more powerful and updated tools, right? And you can even code with this as well. So for example, if we go in here and we say, right, okay, what happened with Gemini 2.5 Pro and its update this week? We'll head into like so. It's going to generate this. You can see it's generated now. We can also get the code for the outputs as well. So we can actually grab the code and the Python details here, which is pretty cool. Right, so you can actually import that into your tools, really easy and simple. And then we can now run that, right? So you can see here, this was a previous web search. One thing to note here, I've never seen this before actually, is it's saying overloaded. So probably a lot of people are rinsing the API. I just want to be 100% transparent with you that maybe this doesn't work every single time. But this is, yeah, I mean, that's just... that is not worked for me right now, so maybe don't use this for now. But when I tested out earlier this week, it definitely worked and it was working really well. So yeah, if you want to have a look at some examples, you could see previously that I searched for HeyGen, and let's just try that once more. Here we go. Yeah, so you can see the web search right there. But I think right now the API is overloaded. Oh no, it actually works now. So maybe you just have to give it a couple of shots before it starts working. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy to use, and you can use that method to connect your AI and your API using this. Pretty simple and easy, right? So now we've got the outputs from Gemini, like you can see. So this is all the research, and you can create an AI that basically connects to the web and then scrapes for you. So for example, let's say you were creating like an SEO outline tool that you wanted to search for your competitors for a different keyword, and then look at the first page of whatever's ranking. So you could prompt and create a tool around that, and then the user just has to put like, okay, here's my keyword, and then it would scrape the web, find relevant details, and get that back to you, right? And this was something that could never be seen before. So really powerful update. Most people don't even realize you can switch between different APIs, like you can see here, and you also get a lot of options on temperature, max tokens, whether you want thinking mode or not, and then again, you can use this to code. So you just get the code option here, and then you empower your agent and your tool to be able to search the web. Really simple and easy to do. Super powerful. So that's a new update from Claude. Next up, I want to show you the new update from HeyGen. So HeyGen just released Avatar 4. And Avatar 4 is something where basically you can upload your own images, and you can also sync this with audio, right? So for example, if we go inside here and we go to home, then we go to photo to video, like you can see, we can actually upload a video, or we can upload a photo and then use that to train the AI on what we want and add a script here. Plus, we can actually select a voice from 11 Labs if we prefer to do that. So as an example of that, I actually took an AI-generated photo, uploaded it here, and added some audio. And then if we play this back, skibbity bop 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 bop. So basically what we've done here is we've taken a photo and then it's animated the face and the voice to match, right? So it's synced the voice and the audio with the mouth of the AI photo and then turn that into a video, which is pretty cool because now, you know, you can easily generate shorts. So as an example of that, if we go over to this video right here, let's play this back. You can, the other thing to note here is like you can also put this in portrait or vertical mode. And if we hit play here on this photo, so this is an AI generated photo of a dinosaur, and then we've synced some audio using 11 Labs and a script to create the video. Let's play this back.
What if I told you AI can now Google better than you? Most people still use ChatGPT wrong, and Claude just dropped a feature that changes everything. Here's how to use Claude's web search mode in 3 steps. Enable it in the API. Ask real-time questions. Get sourced answers instantly. It's not ChatGPT. It's not Bing. It's something else.
Right, so basically it's really easy to create these scripts and it's really easy to create the actual image as well, right? So let me show you how to do this. So for example, if we go over to HeyGen here, and then we'll go to Home, Photo to Video with Avatar AI, and I can just generate a image using the playground of ChatGPT, right? So for example, if we go inside here, and we'll just say, okay, generate an image of a cat facing us, dressed in a suit. Let's say dressed as Sherlock Holmes with a monocle and spectacles, right? And a mustache. Because, I mean, clearly, you would want your cat dressed with a mustache right there, right? And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the mode to portrait, all right? So we're going to use portrait mode, and if you're wondering how to get access to this, get access at platform.openai.com, log in, use the images feature. It's not free, but it is the best way to generate images, all right? So here we're going to generate an image of a cat facing us, and the reason that you want it facing you is because the lip syncing will be much better when you're doing this. And then we'll come back to this in a second. Michael's asking how long is this live going to last and what else do you plan to show? So I'm going to show all the updates inside the AI Profit Boardroom here. So we'll probably run through just a couple more of these updates. I don't think it's going to be a super long live. Like I think we've covered the majority of it. But yeah, if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we're just going to blast through and get straight to the good stuff, all right? No messing around here. So we're waiting for this image to load. Typically on ChatGPT, I would say in the background, these images take about maybe 60 seconds to load. So we'll wait for this to get done. And I can't wait to see that image of a cat. In the meantime, just so you know as well, what we're going to cover in a second is Sunno AI and music generation. But first, we're just going to focus on that. All right, so we've got this cat ready to go. There we go. I would actually recommend that you ask inside the prompt. So you can edit the prompt like this. You just click the edit button and you can say generate a photorealistic image. So if we type in photorealistic like so, then we can use that to generate the video in a second. All right. Now, if we go back to here, we can start uploading the image. All right. So let me just do that in a sec. So here we've uploaded the image of the cat. You can choose between landscape or portrait. Obviously this is a portrait image, so we're going to do that. And then you can actually go inside here and you can choose the upload or record audio section, right? So for example, if we go inside here and then we'll say record audio, we'll choose a microphone, so I'm going to select Elgato Wave. And we're going to go, shabow, shibbity bop 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 bow, what up, shibop, shib. All right, and then we're going to hit stop. We'll add the audio like so. Again, like in a practical way, you would ideally use this for like ad scripts or short scripts or that sort of thing. But we're just having a bit of fun here. We're seeing what it can do, right? And then we're going to hit generate video. It's a fairly short video, so I don't expect that to take too long. we've now got the photorealistic image as well, which I think will be 10 times better for this. All right, so if we just go back here, we'll click on download like so, and then we'll go back to HeyGen and we'll upload that one too. All right, so if we go to home, photo to video, we can just upload the video right there. And then from here, what we can do is just try a sample, right? So we can say 2 things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, blah, blah, blah. We can choose a voice. So for example, I'm going to choose from the HeyGen library for this example. We'll choose Arthur Blackwood because he's an absolute legend. Then we're going to generate the video like so. And now we have the video generator, right? So we got this one on 27%, we got this one on 4%. We can come back to those in a second. In the meantime, what I can show you is some other stuff that we've generated, all right? So whilst that's generating in the background, like you can see, and actually what's interesting here is you can see that the video with the funny audio is taking longer to generate than this one, which is interesting. I wonder if that's because it takes longer to sync the weird audio with the actual image. Maybe the AI struggles with that or something like that, right? So we'll wait for that to load. In the meantime, I'm going to show you the next thing, all right? And that is the incredible, the one and only Sunno 4.5, all right? Now, Sunno 4.5 is a new update from Sunno. It was already decent at generating music, but now what you can actually do is you can go to create section and you can create some awesome music just by either putting it into the simple section or the custom section, right? So for example here, we put my dad's on TikTok and now I fear the internet. That was the idea from ChatGPT. And you can see the image, the artwork, etc. It's generated all the lyrics and it's generated some music, all right? So if we play this back.
Oh. 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 Dad's in the kitchen doing backflips wild. Filters on his face doing trends for the crowd. Scrolling through comments, he's thirsty for clout. Internet's aflame and I can't put it out. He hit the renegade, broke his old knee. Talking about dripping some 80s Capri. Cats in the background, his ring light too bright. Internet begging man, just say goodnight. My dad's TikTok.
Alright, so you get the point. I'm not going to play the full song, but it's written all the lyrics based on an idea of the song that we're going to write. So if we want to create this, we just go to create over here, and then you can choose between like simple and custom. So if we just go to simple and we can plug this in, we can select the style of music that we want, like so. Then we click on create. And it's pretty fast for generating the music, honestly. Like, I would give it maybe like 30 seconds max. Like, it's a lot faster than HeyGen for generating music. And then we've got the outputs right there. If you come back now, you can see our video is ready. So let's test this out. We're going to play this. Shabow! Shibbity bop bop ba bop bow! What a shibop! Alright? So you get the point. Shabow! Shibbity bop bop ba bop bow! I actually think the photorealistic one is going to be much better. But you get the point. Now if we go to Sunno, we've got the music ready to go. It usually generates 2 different songs, like you can see. And you can put anything in here. Usually what I did last time was like just ask ChatGPT for some funny song ideas. And then from there, it gave us a bunch of ideas, right? So these were not ideas I came up with myself. So for example, let's play this now.
Yo, just you. Yo. Dad's on TikTok, posting daily, it's absurd. Throwbacks to the 80s, spitting slang he never heard. Hands all wavy, move stiff as a plank. Internet shaking, he's coming for your rank.
My dad's on TikTok, watch him steal the vibe. Comments going crazy, guess he found his tribe. Trending like a meme, but he doesn't even know. It's cringe meets chaos on his virtual show.
He tries to dance, looks more like a fight. Snapping fingers wrong while his pants too tight. Thinks he's in a cypher rapping his
All right, that might be a bit too loud. I'm seeing some of the comments here, so I'll turn it down. But you get the point. Like, it's pretty simple and easy to do, easy to set up, and you can generate songs like you can see. All right, and then if we go back to the cat image, let's go back, see if the photorealistic one is done. Here we go. Let's see if we can play this back.
Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe.
So you can see how easy that was to generate.
Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe.
Very easy to do. I mean, you could use that as an ad. Like, I think you'd need a bit of like human editing to make it better. But it'd be very interesting to test this stuff. The other cool thing about this as well is, like, you know, with ads, for example, for me, like, I struggle with coming up with new creative, especially in a time efficient way. This would be limitless, right? Because all you need to do is upload some interesting images from AI, create an interesting ad script, sync them up together. You could even record the audio yourself, right? And then use that to generate an ad or that sort of thing, right? Some people are saying, if you want to impress us, make the cat rap. I wonder if you could download the audio from Sunno and then sync it with HeyGen. Do you know what I mean? That would be very, very interesting as a test. But I just think the audio is too long on Sunno to do that. But that could be very, very interesting. Maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. So we've covered HeyGen, we've covered Sunno, we've covered Gemini 2.5 Pro updates, NotebookLM updates, Claude Web Search and MCP updates. I think that's pretty much it. The final one that I wanted to show you, and this is another free tool that I think you're going to love, and that is Firebase Studio. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. You know, I'm not going to BS you. This was pretty bad before. It was very, very average, right? But now, what you can actually do is you can actually code with Gemini 2.5 Pro. So Gemini 2.5 Pro has been implemented into Firebase Studio, and you can use that to code apps. So as an example of that, if we go to this one right here, we can go into this example workspace and we can start prompting the AI to build whatever we want. Okay, so if we say, okay, design an SEO quiz app that quizzes people on basic SEO tips, and then we'll put color scheme equals purple gradient. We'll hit prototype with AI. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an API key for free directly from aistudio.google.com. Click get API key. Again, there's full tutorials on this stuff inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So everything that I'm talking you through today, we've got full tutorials plus full step-by-step processes on exactly how to use these tools effectively. But essentially, this is how you can do it. Then we can click on, for example, prototype this app. So let's do that. You can see here it's come up with a really nice brief as well, like SEO Savvy Quiz, SEO Knowledge, Quiz Progress, etc. And it's got like some nice colors in there. And then it's going to ask me for an API key in a second. So I'll grab that in a sec and we can use it to generate stuff.
He tries to dance, looks more like a
what I'm also going to do, let's test this out. Is inside Sunno, I'm going to try and just cut a little clip from the vocals and see if we can sync that with HeyGen, all right, to create an interesting photo to video project. So let me do that over here. So we're going to click on crop now. That's going to crop the clip inside Sunno for the song we just generated. And then if we go to library, we've got the 9-second song here. So we're going to download that MP3 video. And then what we're going to do is we'll go over to HeyGen and we'll upload a photo. Let me do that. So we've got the photo like so, and I'm just going to upload the audio. So I've uploaded the audio that we've cropped from Sunno. Basically what we're trying to do here is sync the song that we recorded and clipped down to 9 seconds with the image of the AI that we created, all right? I don't know if it's going to work, but we can test it. We can see if it works or not. All right, and that's just syncing in the background. So in the meantime, let's get back to Firebase. Now, we've created the quiz, as you can see. We just need to generate an API key that we can plug in here. So let's go over to AI Studio. We'll copy that. We'll plug it into Firebase. Hit continue. And now we can start using the SEO Savvy Quiz. Right? Now, I actually tested this. If you check out the tutorial videos, I actually tested this versus Bolt, versus Lovable, and Firebase is actually beating them now. Right? It wasn't previously, but it does now. So if we click on Start Quiz, we can start using this, and you can see like super nice color scheme. Again, you know, you might make some tweaks here. You can actually make tweaks and vibe code the whole app. If you click on this, and then select the element that you want to change. So for example, this, and you can just describe what you want. So for example, like more contrasting colors. So you can now see this has a timer as well. So the time's up, and we actually miss a quiz question, but we literally created this in like one click, one idea. So which HTML tag is the most important for on-page SEO? We've got 20 seconds to answer it. Meta description, image, title, or H1. I'm going to put H1, and it's come up with title. Let's have a look. What are keywords in SEO? The words and phrases in web content, special HTML, secret codes, and there we go. All right, quiz works perfectly, beautiful app. We can also share this, so if we click on this, we can copy the preview, or you can just scan this and open it up on your phone. Pretty amazing. And that was super easy to create. Now if we go back to HeyGen, that is 20 seconds in. So we're getting there. And we'll see what that comes back with in a second. But yeah, it's been an absolutely awesome week. You can see some of the other stuff that I created here. So we create like a tip splitter, a fridge chef, BizSite, etc. And it automatically archives them, which is interesting. Now, if we go back to the SEO Savvy Quiz, what we can actually do is we can choose to publish this, so we can publish it out. All right. Or we can switch to code. Now, if we switch to code, you can see what it does is it creates like the individual coding projects, right? So you've got all the files on the left-hand side, kind of like an IDE, and then you can edit it step by step. You can search through it, source control, run the debug, extensions mode, and also the Firebase Studio section right here, right? So it's really easy to set up. You can host a web app as well with Firebase, so you can deploy that. And you can go from literally like idea to app in seconds, right? And it's free. Now, the way that I would recommend doing this, right, recommend using it, is you can use something like ChatGPT. So if you go into ChatGPT, like you can see right here, and then you say, right, I am in the SEO niche, give me some ideas to build apps about backlinks, right? Something like that. What it's going to do is give you a bunch of ideas that you can then plug into Firebase afterwards to build more free tools, right? So for example, like which links are helping or hurting them, or the link building ROI calculator, right? This would be easy peasy to build with Firebase. So if we go back to Firebase now, we'll leave there. Just something to note as well is like when you're using Firebase, you have a limit of 10 workspaces, all right? And then you have to pay. So if you want to just get rid of one, you can click on the 3 buttons for whatever project you want to delete. Click on delete, type delete like so, delete that, and then you've got an extra workspace to work with. Then from here, you can say, okay, create a link building ROI calculator, colors equals, and you could put your brand colors here. So for example, like this. Yeah, and then just prototype that and build it out. You don't even need to select, for example, what type of code you want to build. It will just auto select if you go like so. So really easy, really powerful to do. Now we've got the HeyGen song back. I don't know if this is going to work. It could be absolutely terrible. We'll test it out and see what it comes with, right? So for example, if we click on play,
As a dance looks more like a fight. Snapping fingers wrong while his pants too tight. Thinks he's in a cypher rapping his old school jams, but his bars all softer than microwave hand.
it's amazing. That actually works. Wow. Shout out to Nick Sen for the idea. That was absolutely awesome. Let's play that again.
Tries to dance, looks more like a fight. Snapping fingers wrong while his pants too tight. Thinks he's in a cypher rapping his old school jams, but his bars all softer than microwave hand.
Alright, so that's basically how you can make a cat sing with AI. AI image, AI audio, synced them together, got a cat singing. What more do you want from me, people? Like, you want... Aside from doing magic on a live stream, what more do you want from me? You could have hours of entertainment doing that stuff, all right? And you can see how easy it is to do inside HeyGen using their new feature. So we've got a rapping cat, we've got new updates from Gemini 2.5 Pro, we've got NotebookLM, Claude Web Search, HeyGen Avatar 4, Sunno AI, and building free apps with Firebase, like you can see. A lot of updates this week, a lot of crazy stuff going on. Most people don't know about it, but now you know, right? And that's a summary of everything that we covered this week on my channel. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get all the latest updates, weekly Q&A calls where you can ask any questions, you want a community that's focused on making money and saving time with AI and growing your business and actually finding like practical ways to implement this stuff based on what's working for my agency, then feel free to get that link in the comments description. It's an amazing community. For example, you can see all the updates. This is just from last week, right? This is literally just from last week. We're uploading all these new updates all the time, constantly updating the data in there. This is one of the things that just keeps me focused on learning new stuff, like you can see right here. And it's just an awesome community of people. So you can post in there, ask any questions you have, and you're good to go in there, all right? Also, inside the classroom, each one of these has tons and tons of training, right? So for example, if you just want the fastest way to go from point A to point B, right? If you want it, if you like, right, just give me a system, I'll set it up, that'll make me money, right? Then you can see each of these different modules, and these are all things that we've implemented ourselves at our agency to make more money and save time with AI. But if you want like really, really detailed training, maybe you want to just automate social media, for example, you can see all our trainings here. Or for example, like the AI agents and workflows, you've got stuff right there. So, whatever you want, whether it's wrapping cats, whether it's creating your own apps, whether it's, for example, learning and training your whole team in a language you don't even talk, you can do it with AI, and I've shown you exactly how to today. All right. Additionally, if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session that shows you how to get more free leads, more free customers, and more profits directly from Google for free using SEO, and not just Google, like ranking on, for example, ChatGPT, Perplexity, even Grok, for example, then feel free to get a free SEO strategy session. Link in the comments description. We're going to show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 business a month and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. On this free link building acceleration session, you're going to get a free SEO domination plan, discover the secrets of SEO link building, answer any questions you have. You'll learn the best link building strategies for your website, plus how to outrank your competitors based on what's working for us and our happy clients, like you can see right here, my friends. All right, feel free to get that link in the comments description. Appreciate you watching as always, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.